Where are you going? Hey, where are you going? Emma, Emma, come get Cookie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday, April the 21st. We went and got a load of firewood from the bush. And as you can see, the weather has taken a big change. We've got a nice warm wind, about 47 degrees out, and the snow has been going down pretty fast. Very fast. Very, very fast. Emma, come on. She heard the cows mooing because they hear me outside, so they run their way up here. She run and hide. Come on. Come get Cookie. Here, you want a cookie? Come on. Here, come on, you. She hears the cows mooing. You can probably hear them mooing right now, and they chase her, so she gets scared. Hey, you want the cookie? Yeah. What? Daddy taking your video? Yeah. Okay, babies. She's also scared. She doesn't like her pictures being taken either. Yes, it's a beautiful day. The last few days, water's been running. It's been really muddy, and but it's drying up fast too. And steers have been chewing everything up, trampling the grounds everywhere. Sunny day here in Kaministiquia, Ontario, half hour west of Thunder Bay. What are you guys doing over there? Eh? What are you guys doing over there? Eh? Who's all over there? Oh, the three big troublemakers. Yeah? The three big troublemakers? Yeah, the three big troublemakers. Yes, the three big troublemakers. Yes, the three big troublemakers. Hi, Bessie. Me? Look how nice and dry it is here for these calves. You know, I was watching some videos online on YouTube here, and there's a couple of guys that got their steers walking up halfway to, hey, get out of there. They got their steers walking halfway up to their knees in cow shit, and they think that it's reality. There's no reason for it. My cows were down there, and I moved them up here because it was too wet down there. Get out of there. I got the feed pail here for them, and they're driving me crazy. Get. Yeah, get. Yes. Get. Get your nose out of there. Oops, that wasn't good. I'm trying to fight off calves here. Hey, get. Trying to fight off calves here, and they're screwing up my phone big time. Yeah, I don't know if I can get them on here or not. Let's see. I was trying to do something like this to hold the phone in the straw bale here. I don't know if it will. Let's see what happens here. Well, I go over here and try to feed these guys. It's a little bit lopsided, but I guess you guys got to see a little bit, eh? A little bit lopsided. Where's all the chickens and stuff today? Huh. A lot of manure to scrape up here. Look, it's like a foot deep in the yard down here. Ooh. What are you guys doing over here? Eh? What are you guys doing over here? Eh? That's the well-rotted compost pile there. It's all well-rotted. It's just like beautiful dirt. That's what their chickens are digging around in there for, and the goose. That's all beautiful, black, rotted chicken and cow manure and turkey manure, all nicely rotted from last, or 2 years ago, from what's left of it. A lot of it went out in the gardens. I was wondering where all the chickens were, because they weren't up with the cows. Yeah, they weren't up with the cows. I wasn't sure where they went to. Yeah, I got lots of cleanup to do. That's all manure up there, foot and a half deep. That's where they wintered most of the winter, and it was so muddy down here. Look at how deep it is up there. It's all manure. Manure over there. And this is actually a road in my driveway. And a drainage ditch right here for all the water to drain off, so it never stays muddy. It stays relatively dry. What's the problem? Eh? We got some eggs in here. You know, the hardest thing to do, guys, is to keep hay in the laying boxes, because you put it in there, as fast as you put it in, they kick it all out. I don't know what it is, but they just don't want hay in their feeder, in their laying boxes. You can put it in 10 times a day, and it's gone. They just kick it all out on the floor. And yeah, they just kick it all out on the floor. Whoa! There's Mr. Goose running away. Whoa, fuck. Pardon my language, ladies and gentlemen, but I just wiped out on the cows. Cow poo-poos and ice. Chickens in there. Oh, it looks like I broke one egg when I wiped out. Yeah, I cracked an egg. God damn me, I cracked an egg. Yeah, this is all like 1.5 feet deep all the way across. Big pile of manure over there, big pile of manure behind me. And all this has got to be pushed up into a pile. Yeah, each full-grown cow dumps about 65 to 70 pounds of poo-poos a day. And the barns are full because they got to be cleaned out. They're frozen solid yet. You try and keep up to it, but by the time you get to it, every morning it's frozen rock hard to the floor and it don't come out. So you just keep adding more straw to it and hay. That's a root cellar, as I've showed you before. You can see I got cow poo-poos up in the walkway up there on top of that tarp. Because the two bigger ones would go in there in the high winds. They would just stand there because there's nice shelter in there when the wind blowing across from over there, from the north to west, right down that hydro line. And instead of going in the barns, they would just stand right there where it was out of the wind. Yeah, I wiped out on the slippery ice down there. And cow poo-poos. Oh. Yeah, the snow is going down, so they're going to have grass here that they can go and eat. The dead grass and brown grass. This should be just like hay, just like this stuff in the bale. So they'll have that to go because they never grazed off of this over here last summer at all. Well, I shouldn't say at all because sometimes I opened the electric fence wire right there so that they could come across here, but not very often. Just the odd day here and there. But see, I got a wire that runs all the way down, electric wire that runs right up where that chicken is. Then it goes across and it runs up the driveway there, and it keeps them out of the yard in the summertime. And it goes all the way up there behind the house, then down to the power line and right across the power line. And then they can go anywhere down the power line west, or should I say southwest. There's no fencing at all there. But I want to put a new fencing across here, right up along behind the shed here, and behind that truck, down by that shrub bed garden there, all the way down to the driveway, all the way down to the brush you see down at the bottom down there, at the bottom of the hill. Because there's lovely grass down there. See where that brush line is there? Right where actually you can see where the brown grass ends and the snow starts again. Well, just about 50 feet past that starts the brush. And I want to put the electric fence there because I want to put pigs in that valley where all that brush is. Because it's all a valley in there with wet spots in it and tons of brush that they can root around in there and clean all that out for me. And I'll just put a 1-wire strand electric on both sides of it, the whole length of the valley. Well, actually from the driveway, say all the way down to about here for starters, where that tree is down there. And then they got from there on down, there's still another 12 to 1800 feet that can do for a second area. But from there to there is about 1200 feet. And that'll be a good starter for them when they're younger, and then as they get older, I can open up it over there if they start to run out of feed down in here. But that grows brush and willows down there like you wouldn't believe in the summertime. Just thick and grass like crazy in there. It's like a hayfield in amongst that brush because This was all cut out years ago when it was all spruce budworm eaten. All the spruce trees were all just gray at the top. And we cut all the bad ones out, and the more I had cut, the worse it looked. With more gray ones, and what you see up here in the yard is the only ones that were salvaged, and this was just thick with spruce trees up here and poplar. Then later on I can put a fence all the way down that side of the driveway right to the road, then across along the road all the way that way for a quarter mile. Well, you guys are sure making short work of that salt walk, eh? Eh? You guys are sure making short work of that salt walk. I just got that one for the guys here, for these guys here a few days ago, well, about a week ago, I guess now. They've been making short work of that one. Eh. Well, my goose didn't follow me up here. Strange, usually the chickens have all been hanging around down here. But I see they're down in the barn, scratching in that manure in the barn down there where I showed you where they were all in, where I threw them a little bit of grain. But you know what, there is bugs already out in this manure. I seen them down here earlier today when I was down here. Little bugs and larvae and stuff already, and it's been so cold. Hey, bossy. He's looking for any more corn in the hay there. What? Eh? What are you doing? Eh? Was that good corn? Maybe we'll get some barley next time. Eh? You want barley next time? Huh? You don't need such hot food anymore. It's not so cold. We can switch over to barley and oats. There's the corn for the winter because it was so cold, 30, 40 below zero, and didn't need that extra heat. But now that it's warming up, and it's been kind of warm, and I planted that weeping birch tree. It's a beautiful weeping birch. I planted that over 20 years ago. I actually planted two. I planted one over there, but it died. As well as the apple trees. I don't know how many apple trees I planted here in this red clay. And I dug holes, and I put them straight into the clay, and they died. And I dug holes, and I dug trenches out of the hillside here with crushed rock in the bottom, and a piece of weeping tile out the side of the hill so that they could drain, so they wouldn't drown, because the clay holds water. And put nice compost around them and everything else, and 2 years they'd be dead. And I tried many different ways of planting them, with the drainage out, like I say, with the drainage, crushed rock in the bottom, and landscape fabric on top of the rock so that it wouldn't plug up, and any excess water could drain out from them. Because I noticed that the first ones that I planted, they were like a lake every time it rained. And it would be like that for weeks before the water drained out of them, and they died. And so I bought a bunch more, and I dug holes with the backhoe and put them in the ground, and dug holes in the ground, and I dug a trench out of the side of the hillside, and laid in 4-inch weeping tile into the bottom and some crushed rock on top, and so water could drain out of them. And I tried it again where I put sand on top of the weeping tile and a little bit of clay with just a small little area that it would drain out slowly. Maybe it was draining out too fast and they were drying out too much, but no, even that didn't help. Yes, this is the last few days, the first time I haven't had to have my one-piece freaking work parka, snowsuit sort of thing on. It's like that Carhartt brown denim material, like my jacket here. And these past 3 days, I haven't had to wear that. Because like I say, my back gets so cold so fast. What are you eating snow for? Your water tank is full of fresh water. Eh? Your water tank's full of fresh water down there. What are you complaining about? Eh? What are you complaining about? See the back of this guy's neck there. I don't know if you can see him there. He's starting to grow his feathers back, but I think he was attacked by an eagle. Because it ripped the whole skin and feathers off the back of his neck, and he had a big flap there about 4 inches long hanging down the side of his head. And I had to take the scissors and cut it off and put some ointment on him and give him a couple of penicillin shots for a couple of days. And he's healing up nice. That was a good month ago now. You can see they still got the skin on the back of his neck with the feathers are starting to grow in. Just look like talons that dug in and ripped it right out of him. Because we do have quite a few eagles around here. And we got ravens. Ravens I don't worry about. That's a car hoist right there. Ones you drive up onto and lift. I was supposed to go into my shop whenever I got one built, but anybody want a camper? I had redone all the inside and white pine inside years ago, but it's just been sitting there now for years, and I backed into the corner of it there with that hoist when I backed it in there. It was dark and I didn't see it there. I'm surprised you guys aren't down there eating the grass down there. Hey? Yeah, it's like, it's like I was saying about a couple of channels that I watch there, their steers are walking around and halfway deep up to their knees in cow poop, and the guy says, "Oh, this is reality, people." No, it's not reality. You move them to drier ground. He's got them all penned up in one little pen there, and he's got a tractor there. You could take and push it all up into a pile, for crying out loud. And then I made a comment about it, and I got attacked by about 7 people commenting in there, attacking me about it. Water coming out of this drain from the root cellar. Under this plywood here. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of water draining out of there. I don't know if you can see that. A little trickle of water coming out of there. Little trickle of water. That's the drain tile. Weeping tile that's around the root cellar. It drains all the way from the root cellar way up there. That comes out here, the drain. Yeah, so this is a steep hill that I used to cut with the riding tractor all the time, but now the cattle graze it again. I can't be bothered cutting it anymore. I used to just keep the cattle on that other side over there, but now I let them have the whole area because I can't be bothered cutting it anymore. It's nice. It looks nice when it's nicely cut every couple of weeks, but it was like a 6-hour job to cut this and 10 gallons of gas. It's a steep hill to climb, but that 23 horsepower tractor, I have to have chains on the tires all the time in order to climb the hill. Hey Bessie. Hi, what's the matter? It's okay. It's okay. No? Hey Bessie. Hey Bessie. Hey. Yes, it's a beautiful day out here. Beautiful, beautiful day out here. Finally, the last 3 days has been like this. Even when I went in the bush and got firewood, it was like this. But there's a lot of snow in the bush yet. I was up to my crotch in snow walking from tree to tree. And that C4 skidder, she just didn't want to go anywhere. Even with the chains on, it would just freaking wallow in the snow because the snow was holding so much water. It was just like wallowing in there. But we got some out. I just go and cut it as I need it all the time. And you're going in there where there's no wind, eh? 'Cause it's a little bit breezy, eh? Eh? Yeah, it's lonely out here by yourself, day in and day out. But hey, what are you gonna do? Women don't like this kind of lifestyle. And I won't go to town, so you take me out in a body bag before I'll go to town. Got a bunch of junk to burn. I burnt a bunch last fall. And I'll burn the mobile home as soon as I get that. As soon as I can get a cabin built and get the furniture and stuff out of the mobile home before it collapses down on top of everything. Because it's in bad shape, really bad shape. Like the foundations, timbers have been sinking in the clay over a foot deep since the flood inside. And the ice that built up underneath it heaved the whole thing up in the air, and the whole thing moved over about a good foot towards the hydro line. And it froze when she broke in and flooded the place in the middle of winter. And the boiler shut down because it pumped the well out. So it had been running full torque for a long time. It's not that the well ran out of water, it just went down below the high water level. Because a number of years ago, the electrical wire going down to the pump was so tight, it was like a banjo. You can play a banjo on it. And what am I doing here? You can play a banjo on it, and I thought, geez, what's going on? Did that torque arrestor down the well slip or what happened? And the wire wrapped around the pipe. I wasn't sure what happened, so I pulled the pipe out of the well. Everything was fine, but the wires weren't wrapped around. And a buddy of mine said, oh, the pipe must have stretched, so let's cut 3 feet off of it. So we cut 3 feet off of it, and we put it down the well, and I run a 1-inch hose, full torque, and I could pump the well out in about 2 hours and 15 minutes. But by the time I got down to the root cell to reset it, I'd have water again. That's how fast it recovers. It recovers at like 9.5 gallons a minute. And the well's like 117 feet deep, I think it is. And the water level comes up like within 6 feet of the surface in that pipe. So one of these days I have to take the Emma, come on. I have to take the pipe out of the well and put a new one back down there and put it right 99 feet of pipe down, and that'll put me right back in that 18-inch rock cavity in the bedrock. There's a 18-inch cavity in the bedrock because the pump's not in that cavity anymore where it's supposed to be. That's where we hit the water. And in the well, rock is drilled another 8 feet below that cavity for a sump hole, in case any gravel or anything like that fell down in there, a rock, and that there's a sump hole below it. And the whole well drilling rig dropped 18 inches into the cavity when they were drilling it, and that's where all the water was. So it was 99 feet of pipe originally, and we cut 3 feet off of it, so we're up out of that cavity. We're in the high water table only. It's not that I have any problem with the well running out of water. I can run 2 garden hoses, full torque, sprinklers, and the cattle waters and everything else for like 6 hours before it kicks out on the safety at 20 pounds pressure on the pressure tank. And then it'll kick out. If it starts sucking air and then it drops down to 20 pounds, it'll kick out so it doesn't burn the pump out. But by the time I get down to the well, like I say, it's back up to pressure. Emma, where are you? Come on. Yeah, it's nice birch there and a little bit of black ash mixed in there. I just went for some small stuff so I don't have to split too much of it. Come on, baby. Come on. And yeah, hopefully this is the last load of wood I'll need. The nights are still kind of chilly, and even the daytime is chilly in the house because it's so drafty. But this trailer's got to get yanked ahead 75, 80 feet straight ahead here, so I can build a little cabin right here. I have a friend of mine with this big skidder, and you can drag it, just skid it on the steel frame down the hill here towards the bush down there, and I'll build the cabin here. And then once cabin's built and then the furniture's moved out of it, then I'll just burner right there. In the wintertime. Because there's nothing left of it. It's totally finished. I have fallen through the floor so many times in different places. So anyway, folks, appreciate you taking the time. I know this is kind of a lagging video, but I just thought I'd let you enjoy this beautiful day. Just a very light breeze, warm wind. Check out the links below if you can donate to help feed people in need, or to PayPal, or donate to the GoFundMe to help me rebuild a cabin. As you've probably all heard the story, well, I've never really told the whole story. I will be going into the whole story of my marriage and what all happened and how she got everything, including every nickel that I got from my lawsuit from breaking my back. I'll go into more details on that, and details on what another woman did to me back in 1988, I believe it was. It was a horrible nightmare I went through back then with a Linda Miller. And a little more detail too, and how I broke my back and what happened and how long I laid there in the middle of nowhere in the bush, middle of the night, 40 below zero. Anyway, so if you can donate to any one of those down below, it'd be great. So anyway, till next time, take care. Thank you.